He came into the league as a teenager with a dream, fearless, flashy, and unafraid of the spotlight. Within a few years, he was an NBA champion. A few years later, he was a villain. And by the end, he was a legend. Kobe Bryant didn't have just one legendary career, he had two. Number 8 was athletic, explosive, bold, a rising star who helped build a dynasty. Number 24 was calculated, battle-tested, and out for legacy. And if you look closely, each half of his career tells a different story. This is how Kobe Bryant built 2 Hall of Fame legacies and why his evolution defines one of the greatest journeys in NBA history. It's June 26, 1996, draft day. The NBA was about to welcome one of the most iconic rookie classes in league history, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Steve Nash, but none would become more globally recognized than Kobe Bryant. Just 17 years old, Kobe was drafted 13th overall by the Charlotte Hornets, but he'd never suit up for them. Shortly after, he was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, a franchise built on stars, legacy, and lights that never dim. In his rookie season, Kobe played limited minutes off the bench, but the flashes were there. He became the youngest slam dunk contest champion in NBA history, putting his athleticism and flair on full display. His efforts earned him a spot on the All-Rookie second team. Then came the 1997 playoffs. The Lakers faced the Utah Jazz in the second round. It was Game 5, elimination on the line, and due to injuries and foul trouble, a teenage Kobe was suddenly thrown into the spotlight. What happened next would follow him for years. 4 straight airballs to end the game. The Lakers were eliminated, and that was the image burned into everyone's mind heading into the offseason. But Kobe wasn't embarrassed. He was motivated. He wasn't going to let this moment define him, so he went to work. In year 2, the work started to show. His minutes increased and his scoring doubled from 7.6 to 15.4 points per game. He became the youngest All-Star starter in NBA history thanks to overwhelming fan votes. By year 3, he was averaging nearly 20 points per game, and he looked like a promising young player. But despite Kobe's growth, the Lakers were swept by the Spurs in the playoffs. Up to this point, one thing was clear. The Lakers had something special. Kobe Bryant was electric, explosive, hungry, but his best was still to come. Then came year 4 of Kobe's career, and with it came the beginning of one of the greatest dynasties the NBA has ever seen. Enter Phil Jackson. The same coach who guided Michael Jordan to 6 championships was now taking the reins in LA, ready to mold Kobe and the Lakers into something unstoppable. Kobe had another strong season, earning All-NBA, All-Star, and All-Defensive honors. But what mattered most was the chemistry beginning to form between him and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was a dominant force, the league MVP that year, but Kobe was quickly becoming the perfect counterpart, skilled, fearless, and cold in the clutch. The Lakers won 67 games and entered the playoffs as the league's most dangerous team, and when the lights got brighter, this time Kobe rose with them. In Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against the Trail Blazers, with everything on the line, Kobe put up 25 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks. This same game gave us one of the most iconic moments in playoff history.
3 timeouts left, the Lakers have 2. Bryant to Shaq!
In the finals, the Lakers faced the Indiana Pacers. After a Game 1 win, Kobe injured his ankle early in Game 2 and was forced to miss Game 3 entirely. But in Game 4, he returned and delivered his first legendary finals moment. With Shaq fouled out in overtime, it was Kobe who took control, scoring 22 in the second half and hitting the game winner to put the Lakers up 3-1 in the series. 2 games later, the Lakers sealed the deal, their first championship since 1988. It was the beginning of a dynasty, and for Kobe Bryant, it was the first ring with many more to come. In the following season, the Lakers and Kobe picked up right where they left off. Kobe elevated his game to a new level, averaging 28.5 points per game. He was more confident, more aggressive, and more in sync with Shaq than ever before. But it was in the playoffs where they made history. The Lakers steamrolled through the postseason, going 15-1, one of the most dominant playoff runs the NBA has ever seen. Kobe played massive minutes and delivered across the board, averaging 29.4 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game during the run. The Lakers secured their second straight championship, and Kobe, still just 22 years old, was no longer just Shaq's sidekick. He was a full-blown superstar and a 2-time NBA champion. Kobe continued his dominance in 2002, earning his first All-Star Game MVP with a 31-point performance. But unlike the year before, the road to a third championship wouldn't come easy. The Western Conference Finals against the Sacramento Kings became an all-out war, a grueling 7-game series filled with controversy, clutch moments, and tension at every turn. Yet the Lakers survived. Behind the combined brilliance of Shaq and Kobe, they beat out the Kings and punched their ticket to a third straight NBA Finals. There, they faced the New Jersey Nets, and this time, it wasn't close. The Lakers swept the series, and Kobe averaged 26.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game. At just 23 years old, Kobe Bryant became the youngest player in NBA history to win 3 championships. By the time the Lakers completed their three-peat in 2002, Kobe Bryant had become a superstar. But behind the banners and the champagne, tension was rising. Shaquille O'Neal was still the most dominant force in the league, but Kobe's stock was rising fast, and so was his desire to lead, to be the guy. The two clashed over work ethic, leadership, and control. Kobe trained obsessively. Shaq, often criticized for showing up out of shape, wasn't shy about calling out his younger teammate in the media. Kobe fired back, and the divide only grew. The 2003 season ended in disappointment. No finals, no fourth ring, and by 2004, the Lakers were desperate to fix it. They stacked the roster with aging legends like Karl Malone and Gary Payton, hoping to squeeze one more run out of the dynasty. They made it back to the finals, but the magic was gone. Detroit embarrassed them in 5 games, and the empire began to crumble. What followed was one of the most shocking off-seasons in NBA history. Shaq was traded to Miami. Phil Jackson left, and just like that, the dynasty was over. Kobe had stayed in LA, but now, the weight of the franchise, the expectations, the pressure, the spotlight, it all fell on his shoulders. The 2005 season was a harsh reset. Without Shaq and Phil Jackson, the Lakers struggled badly. They missed the playoffs for the first time in over a decade, and Kobe, despite averaging 27.6 points per game, was surrounded by one of the weakest supporting casts of his career. For the first time in years, he wasn't named to the all-defensive team. He was also dropped to the All-NBA third team. The spotlight dimmed, and the critics got louder. It was a year to forget for the Lakers and Kobe. After a year in the dark, the Lakers were desperate for direction. That's when Phil Jackson returned. With Jackson back on the bench, Kobe was ready to dominate. The 2006 season was a statement. Kobe unleashed one of the greatest scoring seasons the game has ever seen. He dropped 62 points in 3 quarters against Dallas, and just a month later, he gave us 81, the second highest point total in NBA history. Total dominance was on display. He averaged 43 points per game in January. He claimed his first scoring title, pouring in 35.4 points per game over the season, something only 4 others had ever done. More than stats, this was Kobe rewriting his story. No longer part of a duo, no longer in Shaq's shadow, just Kobe at the height of his powers. The Lakers made it back to the playoffs and pushed Phoenix to 7 games. Kobe hit a game winner in Game 4 and had 50 in Game 6, but it wasn't enough. They fell short again, and Kobe's critics resurfaced, questioning his leadership, his decision-making, his style. After a season of historic highs and painful lows, Kobe was at a crossroads. The critics were still loud, the championships were still out of reach, and the weight of carrying the Lakers alone was heavier than ever. So, heading into the next season, Kobe made a decision, a fresh start, a new identity, a new number. He switched from 8 to 24, the number he wore in high school before turning pro, a symbol of evolution and growth. Number 8 was raw, explosive, fearless, but 24, that was something else. 24 was calculated, ruthless, refined, still obsessed, but wiser, still relentless, but more complete. This was Kobe closing one chapter and beginning the next. The following season, Kobe secured his second All-Star MVP and left no doubt that a new version of him had arrived. He went on a historic scoring tear, 65 against Portland, 50 against Minnesota, 60 in Memphis, and 50 again the next night. 4 straight 50-point games, something only Jordan had done since 1987. He finished the season with 10 50-point games, the most in a season since Wilt. Another scoring title. Another reminder that Kobe was still on a mission. But once again, the playoffs ended early. Another first-round exit to Phoenix. Kobe's greatness was undeniable, but questions remained. Could he win again? In the 2008 season, we saw exactly what Kobe Bryant was made of. Early in the year, he tore a ligament in the pinky finger of his shooting hand, an injury that would have sidelined most players. But Kobe, he played through it. All 82 games. No surgery, no excuses. And for the first time since Shaq's departure, he had a true co-star, Pau Gasol. With Pau by his side, Kobe led the Lakers to a 57-25 record, the best in the Western Conference. He put up another stellar season and was finally awarded something that had long eluded him, his first and only league MVP. In the playoffs, the Lakers rolled through the West, and Kobe made it back to the NBA Finals. His team, his way, no Shaq in sight, but standing in his path was an old rival, the Boston Celtics. In a physical, emotionally charged series, the Lakers fell in 6 games. It was a crushing loss, but if there's one thing we've learned about Kobe Bryant, it's that revenge was always part of the plan, and revenge came swiftly. The following season, the Lakers came out on fire, losing just 3 games in the first 3 months. Kobe kept up his elite scoring, and the team looked even sharper than the year before. They won 65 games, and Kobe finished as the runner-up for MVP. In the playoffs, the Lakers beat the Jazz in 5, survived a tough 7-game series against the Rockets, and knocked off the Nuggets in 6 to return to the NBA Finals. This time, they faced the Orlando Magic, and Kobe wasn't letting this one slip away. He dominated the series, averaging 32.4 points, 7.4 assists, and 5.6 rebounds per game, and finally captured that elusive 4th ring, his first without Shaq. Kobe was named Finals MVP, silencing any lingering doubts about his legacy. He was the undisputed leader now, the alpha, the champion who rebuilt a dynasty from the ground up. Most players would have been satisfied. 4 rings, nothing left to prove. But Kobe Bryant wasn't most players, and he still had one thing left to do. Remember that loss to the Celtics in 2008? Kobe did. He never forgot. And in 2010, he finally got his shot at revenge. That season, Kobe reminded everyone why he was one of the coldest closers in NBA history, hitting 6 game winners, including an unforgettable fadeaway over the Miami Heat. He battled through finger injuries, knee pain, ankle sprains, but he never let up. Once the playoffs hit, it was all business. The Lakers beat the Thunder in 6, swept the Jazz, and outlasted the Suns in 6 games. That meant one thing, a 3rd straight trip to the finals. And waiting for them was the Boston Celtics. It was the rematch Kobe had dreamed about, and it all came down to Game 7. Kobe struggled shooting, just 6 for 24 from the field. But what he lacked in scoring, he made up for with heart. He clawed for every rebound, fought for every possession, and poured in 10 of his 23 points in the 4th quarter. He finished with 15 rebounds, tying the finals record for a shooting guard. The Lakers came back from 13 down and closed it out. Kobe had done it. Ring number 5, Finals MVP. And for Kobe, this one meant more than any of the others. He had conquered the Celtics, he had silenced every doubt, and he had done it his way. The rest of Kobe's career was spent chasing that 6th ring, but it never came. Injuries piled up. The Lakers fell from title contention. The finals became a distant memory. But of course, this is Kobe Bryant we're talking about, and there was no way his story was ending quietly. In his final game in 2016, at 37 years old, Kobe gave us one last masterpiece. 60 points, clutch shot after clutch shot, the ultimate farewell. So how do you define a career like Kobe Bryant's? Is it the 5 championships, the MVP, the 81-point game, the endless list of accolades? Or is it something deeper? Maybe it's the fearless 18-year-old wearing number 8, attacking the rim with ferocity, or the seasoned veteran in number 24, outsmarting opponents, willing his team to victory through pain and pressure. 2 jerseys, 2 chapters, 1 relentless obsession with greatness. Kobe redefined the game. He showed us what commitment really looks like. He taught us that mentality can be your greatest weapon. And he proved time and time again that legends are built through work, not just talent. His numbers will hang in the rafters forever, but his mindset, that lives in everyone who dares to chase their own greatness. This was greater than a basketball career. It was a legacy, told in 2 unforgettable acts.
What can I say? Mamba out.